Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the NLC Spring 2025.
A very scary dive indeed. Nita will be the one who is tasked with tanking this, you have to imagine. Level 2's elsewhere. Crowny immediately flash. There's the shield of Durand. Double taunt. First blood does go the way of the Kaiser. Wendell does end up getting traded as well. This has got a bit messy now for Venomcrest. Can they get reckless? Well, I don't think so. With the heat up of the tower, we'll get one back, but somehow... Perhaps a little bit of an eyebrow raise on the whole.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it operates, because it's a very curious one. Doxy is now going to go up into the top side and match Baus, which I think is probably for the better, just stat-wise and also matchup-wise. But hello!
Oh, nice.
Thank you to the bot lane. It's fantastic.
Gorgeous. Yeah, they get the taunt again. Wendell, a slight gold lead, though I don't think it's going to be enough to carry a game as yet. But if they can pick up things like the early dragon here, as we are, as you may know, on the new improved Ionian Rift, slight change in scenery here, so differences in terms. As Nemesis in the mid lane, though, up 2 levels right now against this Scion. Just doing exceptionally well, quietly up, nearly 30 CS. LR, though, flashing over the wall with this volley bear, looking to trade out in the river. I think this is going to be an absolute catastrophe for Venomcrest. The anti-venom well and truly in.
His brain doesn't work like the rest of us. He's going to do things that you're not going to expect. Now, Crowny is in.
Killer Instinct forwards. Wendell knocked up there with the grand entrance. Does get a decent knock away though. Just Gooby helps defend things. The curtains get called. That's Velia jumping out of the way, but it's leaving Reckless and Crowny in a difficult spot. Doxy's TP'd in. Stun onto that volley bear. And he might be pierced with a few thousand swords in that skin.
He feels that way whenever you see teams
I agree.
with 3 grubs on this patch. As another play on the top side. Gooby's flash under the tower as well.
Maiko, Crowny dies, gets picked up by Kobe. Former LEC AD carries fighting off against each other. Baus TPing in, Vault Breakers misses it. Wendell will go Justice punching forwards, does get traded. Gooby now in a 1v3 though, will likely fall. We'll get at least a decent belly slam forwards. But not enough damage there to...
Game is still even.
Was keeping an eye quietly on Nemesis as well, who is doing what Nemesis tends to do, which is farm incredibly efficiently. Still leading against that Sion very happily. Crowny gets shoved into the wall. Double body slam will cleanse back on out, but in comes that Sion a little bit too little to save the jungler as the team comes flying on forwards. Gonna curl the curtains, or call the curtains. I flip my vowels around. Regardless, Volibear gets a double, and Venomcrest overplay in the river. Lost Ratones way faster to respond.
Yeah, that they are. They pick up 2 more kills for themselves, and this is the small issue with this Venomcrest composition. It's issue is not necessarily the correct word, but something they're going to have to deal with. As we might hold this thought as Baus.
Now he's got Mountain Soul. Does he need to? Right, he's going to get them from just having a Mountain Soul shield. It's fine.
Well,
the dive under the turret, though, maybe less fine. Does get out of the shield of Durand. We'll cease and desist to buy some time. Gooby now in danger. The Eclipse shield and the Blast shield combined is good. Over comes Reckless, and they all go down with the quickness. In comes the hero's entrance, but it might have to be a very swift exit as well. Wendell flashing away, gonna get a bit of speed with the Vault Breaker lands. There's the taunt, but Baus has such a huge shield at this point between the Eclipse and that E passive. We'll now back away. Kobe in the mid lane, rather, might be being Kobe'd as he will need to run towards somewhere that is not being dunked by Velia. Welcome to basketball, my friend. Remove the B and ends up turning into a basketball.
Yeah, not ideal for Venomcrest to say the least, and it's just really well played by Baus on the dive. Another replay, if we are allowed to get one, given the state of what's going on our screens right now.
No, absolutely not. Look at the violence commencing, Doxy. We might just be able to clear the way. It goes too deep. It's a storm surge. I don't even know where to begin, Adrian.
Yeah, I'm here for the craziness, man. I mean, at the end of the day,
additional phage on top of the Eclipse is absolutely brutalizing the Scion right now, who has started with a hollow Radiant, so has no discernible resists into a Vi with all of that raw AD damage, and it's having
he really needs the armor. I mean, he's got Warden's Mail, so that could be what his second item ends up being. Reckless could engage here potentially.
Baus went looking, won't find the season until just now, but Gooby then gets absolutely annihilated, as does Wendell. Not that tanky as a support.
Still level 5. Velia has just been farming up an absolute storm since then, and he is now 2 real levels above
That's insane.
Gooby, which I can't recall how many times you even see that in the jungle this early on as Doxy. Gonna force Nemesis's ult.
2-level advantage for Nemesis as well, though. There's a hero's entrance coming on in, but that's not going to hit onto Nemesis yet. We'll step on forwards looking for the shielded around. Torn does, but overcome Crowdy, who's done a decent job of counter-striking that for a second of Doxy, but it's still not enough. The cast down, and it's just a triple to the Swain. Ravens for breakfast.
Goodness me. I mean, we kind of panned away for a moment, but Crowley's able to get involved. And I think Crowley got 1 kill credit there. It was actually Nemesis getting a double, unfortunately not that triple. But either way, like, you don't care. You're getting the gold.
It made for the better call, you know?
It made for the better call. Exactly. Exactly. But now this is turning into a, I'm going to say, untenable situation for Venomcrest, but one that's going to start feeling like it real soon because of the gold difference at the top of your screen.
8,000! Near enough at this point. Gooby's in danger. Oh, come down. He's got a demonic ascension, and he'll drag them straight down to hell. Wendell is going to die as well as Nita, who turns into a zombie, but I don't think a brief second life will...
Quite untenable. So,
yeah, I do.
Every now and again, you know, kids, sit down on the sofa. Father's about to teach you a life lesson. People can lie to you at any given moment in time, and it's just something that people can do for free. And this is unfortunately one of those circumstances. Crowdy has no sunspot and ult. Maybe he can kite out, but he's got the rest of his team with him.
Oh, no. Well, Jamada is spreading misinformation on the internet, and Lost Ratones are spreading misery to wherever Venomcrest may hold court. Bao steps on forwards, does not get hit by the counter-strike. It's the wrong video game. Should be playing League of Legends. Headshots mean nothing here.
I do have to commend Venomcrest prep for this game. And, you know, presumably for this series, as Doxy's on an angle.
Can they blow up the Rakan before he gets to flash on out? No,
he's out.
They cannot. He gets to run away. F1 driver Reckless changing into a very different code of competition. Finds his way out. Doxy now splitting away. And I think Baus might just be doxing him with the power of death. Black Cleaver now completed for the fight. 6-1 on 5.
For the rest of the series, draft-wise, is now gonna, you know, be the next biggest question. Venomcrest's approach to this game wasn't bad at all. The execution just fell a little bit short, and in some of those key moments, unfortunately, the individuals, Gooby's dead. Baus is probably gonna die. Maybe.
No, he's not. He doesn't even have any, does he have mana for Q? I'm not someone who's not played as much Gragas as maybe.
Well, that was a bit weird.
It is a bit.
Yeah. Well, I think he tried to do Reckless?
No. It's the same deal again. Celestial opposition tankiness. It's going to give Crowny an opportunity to kill her and to get down to the back of the wall. And when it hit Cathian Reigns, it pours. Velia is godlike. And they will continue to prove that opposition is futile right now. Lost Ratones got one final member to claim under the tier 2. They are definitely thinking of going for it. Velia will begin to put down the thundering Smam. Looks to bring in the Stormbringer. And will bring down the ace for themselves. 22 stacks on the Medjai's for Nemesis. Base broken wide open. It's not even 23 minutes on the clock, and they will be shattering the base. They might even look to just end it, depending on how confident they're feeling.
Yeah, I mean, they've got 5 members here. Wendell's the only one up. Gooby can maybe do a little bit of work to clear the wave, but no.
Oh my God.
Gone.
The little bit of work was about a second before he got exploded. And everyone else is being exploded too. They're going to root onto Crowny, but he's being shielded by the rest of the squad. Nexus turret number 1 falls. And Venomcrest try for the clever draft, the tricky draft, the one that steals Baus's champions away. They go for the early dive. The prep is there. And the execution, well, it was a guillotine in the hands of Lost Ratones. They play with their food at the end of the day. But despite the weirdness in the draft, despite the plans, they mean nothing in the face of Lost Ratones' golden hands. They claim gold, game 1. Gold 1, I think they're slightly better than that one, I suspect. All up in Challenger, if I'm not mistaken.
I hope so.
But on scrims, he has been spamming this. Let's see how he's able to land. As soon as we get this, we got the draft. I would like to get your opinion.
So, dead. And then Q out. Yeah, fantastic.
Wind becomes lightning. Audacious charge. 3 Talon strike knockup. Red buff, remember, still on Velia against the Conqueror stack. But Nemesis now coming on over. Gooby is now very much on the wrong side of the map. Over comes Wendell, but so is Reckless here. Flash Hammer, pulverize. And the cow brings one down. Ball Rider eating the wrong end of the animal farm trade. Pigs are always a little more equal than the others as Wendell caught out, and the Iron Horse Lady also
Dragon is going to be picked up first. Noxy is going to give up this wave.
He wants to fight. Gonna throw out some needles.
I mean,
Bounce will trade out with the Dominus. See how this one goes. Remember, Bounce doesn't have the flash, whereas Doxy does. Got the Q stack available, so can start to snip down real hard. Over comes Gooby as well. They want to trade this one up, but Bounce will begin to slice and potentially dice out to safety. But there is.
They have more or less boiled down the grubs to, as you say, kind of 1 to 2 here as top play.
Good combo. Permafrost. I think he is just going to die. Gets the wave at least, but Doxy gets that kill and nice return gank.
Yeah, not bad. And you match the One into the Azir when you can make that work. And life feels really good. See how that side they match up with these developers. Ratones has been eyeing up this dive for a long time.
And say quietly, oh so quietly, that lead's been building, and now it's beginning to explode. Wendell flashed on, gets knocked up on a 3 talent strike, and they pick up that feat of warfare. This one work as Velia burns his own ult. Gooby now in a spot of danger himself. Still got a long cooldown to wait on his Q, but they can turn this one around, and the needles come on over. Nemesis now here, looking for the shuffle. The Emperor's Divide onto Gooby must be an option, but instead he flashes away, and Doxy now in danger. Gooby's got to run for the hills. They kill off Doxy.
Typically Japanese media finding its way onto those
that's very true.
onto those channels. But that away, Ratones were able to secure their second dragon of this game, and it will be Mountain Soul again. And, Naya should be fine, but might find himself having to flash maybe.
Velia has got the ult available just about, but there's still a Q3, so the Mortal still gets that one, all the while the Nemesis brings down Wendell, shut down onto Velia, but a flash on forwards to get the bomb leads in mid, in jungle. Continue to be problematic. Baus, though, being attacked again. The needles, though, just go largely wide, but a Glacial Prison will make sure that Baus takes his injections. Does be forced to go to sleep. The anesthesia does its work, and a little bit to the wolves. Or perhaps, I suppose, to the cows, considering this Alistair has been an absolute menace. Try and come and defend this, but Nemesis roams on over. Wendell goes looking for the Magnus Storm and hits absolutely no one. Where was that going? All the while, Kobe's stunned up, trying to run away, as Gooby is left out to the wolves, as we were talking about. Crowny gets that one. Baus has got the turret top side as well.
Very, very important, and Baus has done a pretty good job so far of that, though, as we praise him. Not really his fault.
That was a mistake.
Gooby just... Well, Gooby just stuck.
Hell yeah. Doesn't have a wave to get to. Nemesis has rejoined with his jungler. Nita, though, got the Q3 available. Finds the knock-up. Throws out the Spirit Cleave. Velia will pop his Crescent Guard and stay alive. Gooby now in a 1v2 of his own. The double knock-up, but the jungler dies! Venomcrest, you had the man advantage and you're still losing it! There wasn't even a lightning crash on this area and she still finds the kills.
That's just frustrating to watch from Venomcrest. Just gotta make your mind up, lads. Pick a way to go, but they're kind of split. I think Wendell and Gooby, I'm not sure what it was, but they ended up kind of taking a very awkward path to chase down Velia in comparison to the rest of their companions on this journey. Yeah, Reckless just a great double knock-up. The turn is very easy to do for Ratones, so the third dragon will go over in what
really just didn't get the read right that time around.
Gooby thought that Nemesis was going to flash backwards. That's how we're painting that. Naya will secure this tier 1 in the top side, so that's gold secured. But that E forward, that might give Reckless an angle to just take a slow walk around here. Gooby, I don't know how much he can really do. Wendell's in the area, though.
Okay. The ult spelled by Nita.
Bounce. The mid lanes is, as the Renekton, you'd love to kind of just dash in, get the stun, maybe an extra whoa, and then a Q, and then dash out. That kind of circumstance, that's not the trade pattern going down. And Roxy takes stock of the game on top of all of that. Crowny, he's approaching third item, whereas Kobe is still
coming into the dragon fight. It's not a bad win. Wendell, though, is down at half, and that could be slightly problematic as your main engage tool.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Kobe just needs to position a little carefully. Oh, look at the flash!
It's gorgeous! Category 5 disaster for Nemesis, but Reckless with the 4-man pulverize to turn it around. Needlework flies, they have killed off the jungler, though. Baus with the Dominus running can look to potentially find a little bit more. The healing is enough to keep him healthy. They got the engage, but not enough. Crowny survives, and they've got to play this dragon fight with no smite available.
No smite available, but the 4v4 doesn't look too bad. There's a teleport coming in from Naya's on. He's got flash on the backside. Even if this dragon goes down and Soul's dead, I think they might lose the fight regardless.
Dragon goes down, smite secured, that's Soul. What about the fight after? It's a complete mess. Bounce into the backline, slices and dies. Nita gets knocked up, but he'll be pulling it all. Nita, I think, going to be put to sleep a little. Venomcrest, if it's not there already. flashed out of the fate sealed that sealed Nemesis's life in that last fight. Won't have it available right now as Wendell. Ferromancy crashes down, but you can bend iron. You can't bend the forces of life as the soldiers go sliding on forward to claim that life. They can look for a bit more as Velia and the rest of Lost Ratones go looking for the fate sealed. It's fantastic. Pot back to Snyder, but they can't quite get the kills they're looking for. The health bar's a little bit low for Lost Ratones as Niter spares some blushes there with a monstrous fate sealed.
Yeah, but the problem is the health bars are just high enough that they might feel confident, to start this Baron up. Gooby still in the area, no ultimates available for Venomcrest. They decide against it as Gooby's just face checked. The Q's a little short too. I think he's dead.
Koza looking on forwards, Gooby in danger. Does not have the Arctic Assault. Maybe should have gone for Arctic Defense. As now he's in a lot of danger. Bow slices and will look to cull the Meek with a bit of Ruthless Predator on top of it. Slide away from Doxy, going the other way with the skip and slash, but I think the only place he's going to be skipping is an early grave. You have to feel as Kobe gets jumped on, hit by the wind, becomes lightning, and that allows the audacious charge to bring down the intrepid explorer from Piltover.
Very, very good play from Venomcrest. I mean, rather from Lost Ratones turning away from that Baron, getting the rundown. It's fantastic stuff as hello. Is Wendell in trouble?
It
Nemesis.
never really ends, does it, in this series?
No. It's been very old.
Oh no!
Oh no, that's bad. That's very
That
bad.
might be an understatement, Jamada.
Yeah, that's Baron. That guy has been doing a lot of heavy lifting for you, Venomcrest, and unfortunately he's been caught out. Not quite sure how that unfolded. Don't know how it started, but the conclusion will be Barrett thinking. Wow, very swift.
Production on it.
Yeah, he's looking for Velia. Can't forward for, but then
misses.
Actually,
he rebinds his soul.
I mean, the problem is it's Alistar.
Yeah,
So-
with a locket and ult.
Now that guy.
Is a 4v1 enough? The Alistar will break the will unbreakable rather. As Nemesis goes golden, that's not great for the Azir. Now in danger, goes forward with the wind becomes lightning. Does Valley looking for a back angle in. Wendell still trying to do some work here on this rel. They'll start to get a couple kills as Velia finally gets one, but Doxy is
Crowny's here.
On development, but Crowny is here, and the lightning comes crashing on in. Renamed to Zeus, God of Thunder comes striking in the form of Azeri.
It's a strange set of decisions from Venomcrest. I mean, why the Alistar? I think Alistar found his way onto Kobe, but Nemesis is face checking you. Let the Ezreal self-pill, lads. I think he's alright.
Skirmishes does the Shinzao and Venomcrest are split off. Doxy is level 16 and is scary on the Gwen. Glacial Prison lands onto Nemesis, who gets an Emperor's Divide but doesn't really hit anyone valuable right now. The lightning crash from Crowny, though, means that Gwen turned back into a doll, gets absolutely stuffed. As they went looking for the engage, can't find it, and Venomcrest, they're looking for smoke and mirrors. And Lost Ratones, well, they see all too clearly. Wendell is going to get murdered, and Crowny is looking to make this a really certified Zeri moment. How many kills can he pick up in this fight? Won't be an official penta or anything, but certainly got a very nice-looking scoreline. 11 kills deep. Lands the Ultra Shock Laser, a hop away from Kobe as Rex were looking for that headbutt pole. Velia will audaciously charge a knock-up, and a final stab of the spear. And Lost Ratones will ace Venomcrest and look to bring us to match point here in the series.
Not as much volatility as game one, but certainly the same outcome. Lost Ratones able to stave off a lot of the pressure that was put down around the map. Will bring us to series point after just...
So far, Venomcrest still trying to take down the armor of the Rats. The Rats are looking clean versus Venomcrest.
And you throw games occasionally or watch you on stream, so that also makes sense as Baus needs to be a little bit scared here. There's a flash available. Entire Gatling gun charge off on two people there. That is brutal. Scooby has gone for that potential desperation play. Doesn't need to flashes yet. Nemesis now in danger. Yet to use the E or the Q. The flag and drag available. Needs to try and get around here. Marshall Kane's over the wall as Velia.
He's going to hold on to his
that's a big
Q.
one. Okay,
All right,
well,
he actually got the smite, Ruby.
That's a good one, but over comes Nemesis. That Orianna gonna have to flash
got ult,
Doxy.
actually.
Has got quite an option here. We'll start to make things really electrifying. And the W key is pressed instead it's the L key. Now Nemesis might be looking in a pretty dodgy spot himself. It's the Orianna who currently doesn't have flash. Baus is in a bit of a scary spot. They just turn around and pick him up as well.
Okay.
Venomcrest pick up too. All right.
Okay.
Desperation perhaps not. Have just spawned. Gooby just slides on into this side bush, can look for the angle, there's the Cataclysm, can look for a turnaround here, but just doesn't have the damage side. We shove that comes across onto the other, and Wendell's there as well. And Nemesis gets to walk back and forth a couple times, but that's about all the outplay he has available.
Yeah.
The misspeak is Velia though. The moment we speak well about a player, they end up in trouble. We'll put the lightning rush down, but he's been marked by the hot dog. Do you want to buy one? Throws down the slicing maelstrom, flash on forward. There's the handshake, and it is very firm indeed. A hostile takeover. And Reckless, unfortunately,
Cross map of the dragon. So we're not going to see an early, early soul in contention here for LR like we have seen for the past 2 games. Yeah, maybe it just makes things a little bit weird, a little bit awkward as, well, goodbye Kobe. Sent to the mountains of, it's like that or, I wouldn't say me, oh, hello Doxy.
Nice handshake. He might be in trouble here. Gonna try and run away a little bit. Has a blast cone, but to where? Just about out to safety. Velia here. Can look
Velia has ult in a second.
The pack. There he comes.
Oh,
interrupted. Wendell. That is superb timing. The depth charge saves the top lane.
Wow, okay. Shoved in mid, a little bit first move from Naya, and while she might not be able to necessarily pull the trigger on an execution of a play, it's just about that pressure, right? Pulling the LR around the map gradually, finding windows, and this is, the kind of stuff you can find.
Depth charge onto the Cataclysmed Orianna, who's got nothing there to do. It is the end of days, at least for Ori. The hostile takeover hits no one. They'll try and turn it around. If Reckless now in danger, can try and put a bailout in, but it's just not there enough. As they do finally get a reset for Comet running with Crowley, who puts down the Valkyrie. And it's enough. The fight getting very messy as Baus is turned on up. Nita, though, throwing another rock. As Nita picks up one more, it's a 4 for 3. A bloodbath in.
Positioning is a little too aggressive. Will, oh, hello, Doxy. I mean, this is really great from Baus. Trying to keep Doxy in a position where you can't TP. Baus will be able to walk down now. Doxy should try and reset, get a TP off, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it.
Split off, goes
Gooby.
looking, crowd
Wow.
flash around, Reckless in danger. They go looking for this one. The dragon now left alone. Gooby in danger, but they go the route on Reckless. Down for the count. Into the backline goes the dog, but eviscerating nowhere. Hasn't got the resets. Tries to call the back, but no one answers. Called an ambulance, and it was Venomcrest that got it as a triple kill. Over
All right,
Wendell.
Yeah, you know what, mate? Sure, why not? Yeah, triple kill to the Nautilus. Yeah, fantastic. Great job. You know what? He earned it for the Oh.
Hang on. Okay, Doxy, we were praising him, but has died the 1v1 topside. First turret to lost the turrets, but they lose the dragon, so there is that.
Yeah, they lose the dragon. I mean, this will be feats of strength too, right? It's the third objective here. For Venomcrest, so they're going to get those boots. That's going to... And Alistar, it's really... it's typically these kind of champions like Renard, Rakan, and a couple of the other enchanters that we see him pilot. And at times, it does feel like in a situation like this where you would love to be able to commit forward to punish what is in a very immobile backline. You don't get to do that as easily as, say, Venomcrest get to with the Nautilus and with the Jarvan. And we'll see how this transpires now.
Yeah, it's quite a short range composition too into a Poke Farith with Chains of Corruption, Nautilus and all of his CC, Talia's ability to throw down Unraveled Earth and shove you over it. Has gotten behind Nita. That's with the teleport. Gooby's around. Nita gonna get pulled back with the shockwave though. That's an important shutdown going the way of the Orianna. That's Ratones. Not gonna have a tower to take there, and I think we can maybe fight over the Krugs. What's happening in the rest of the map? Venomcrest got the Herald play onto the mid lane tier 1, so that's already fallen, and Doxy will get some free time towards that tier 1 bot side, but I think that's about it.
No, I mean, I think this is still an uptrade for Venomcrest. Like, dedicated 400-ish gold plus, and then you think about some of the minions missed in the wave.
The ult for Velia, who's really had a tough time finding those right now, was full send onto Nemesis. You heard it from Adrian. Oh, wow, is the start, and afterwards is Venomcrest might have gone,
Doxy.
I fear, a little deep. Doxy looking for an angle. Bailout heals Nemesis, though. He gets to stay alive for a second. Call of the pack still not going to be enough as Kobe gets that one. It's messy,
no way.
but Venomcrest still able to try and threat this one out as Crowley looking for an angle. Turn around with a depth charge. Reckless, though, finds a bit of damage back. Kobe trying to trade this one out. It is absolute disaster for everybody involved.
I want to draw your eyes to the wall. But yeah, I mean, look at the Doxy TP. So he's going to be seen because he's going to dart past all of LR. But still, Now they have to play with that information that he's there. They're going to walk forward into Gooby. Gooby's in trouble. He's got in!
He goes in, finds the Cataclysm, the seismic shock comes on down, they kill off that Jarvan. Still get the reset, Bouse in danger. The backside, Doxy gets a pretty mediocre slicing after all things said and done. And Bouse just won't die. Another hammer shot, another angle in. Where the hell is Gobi off to the side, trying to find something. Finds a dredge line, but I don't know whether Wendell actually wants that. Finds a death charge after Bouse. Still absolutely unkillable. This Poppy is an absolute beast now.
Oh man, they just had to play time. They just had to let the pressure of Doxy being behind them really work for them. But now LR get everything they wanted off that exchange. They get the kills, they get the objective. And that praise. Just accept for a second that, all right, momentum swung a little bit. Let Los Ratones try and make a play, right? That's been one of their weaker points. But don't let them get a free play. That's not the angle you need.
Yeah, went a bit too far the other way, guys. That's the pendulum swinging far too far away, and Wendell ends up dying kind of free as Bouse walks it in menacingly.
Yeah, I think this, just the feel for this game, starting to feel like Los Ratones might just end up 3-0ing them after all.
I was excited for a
Let's
fourth.
see. Yeah, that was I. Let's see. Can Gooby get a steal? He's got a
handshake.
Buff through. Oh, the wall stops that.
There's a shockwave after. Knight is now in danger. The
oh no!
Takeover. It's absolutely glorious. Reckless finds them all. It's a triple towards Crowny, and the Atacon is secured as well. Los Ratones right back in the game. The early game, messy. Looked problematic to say the least, but they managed to hold their nerve, find some much better fights. And right now they look like they can do no wrong.
Yeah. These last 2 skirmishes, 3 skirmishes. Decision making again, it's just coming out. A very manageable situation. So Bouse is trying to make it as unmanageable as possible.
He's level 16, the highest in the game right now, and currently taking next to no damage. Looking to go into the backline now. Nemesis goes golden. The hostile takeover buys some time. Berserk goes Niter. Gooby caught in his own Cataclysm, and it's the end of days, but for the wrong person, Velia will eviscerate Flash away. Bouse on the killing spree. Bouse bosses them all. He is the Messier League. He certainly is in the NLC. Flashes on forwards. Los Ratones knocked down to the lower bracket. And I think it just made him very angry. They hulk out in this series.
You can pinch the guy's champion pool, but eventually he's going to make a weird play that's going to work. This isn't even one of the weird ones.
No.
It's just an aggressive moment out of him that Venomcrest can't handle. Now they're going to be able to pick up this Baron off the back of a full-blown ace. They only lose Velia. And even Velia maybe could have walked out of this one with his life in a couple of different scenarios. All these going to be extended now. Ratones and been able to stand very, very firmly on their feet. Now this dragon is up, and
here we go.
Likely going to be our final team fight, if anything, has been signaled for the last couple of skirmishes.
It's felt very Los Ratones favored. They are up a lot of gold now. I won't do the maths on air. You can do that yourselves, guys. Just know that it is significant. Dragon started Velia on a potential flank angle. He could be pretty deadly here as Bouse steps on forwards again. Wendell caught out. Doxy forced to back away, lost half his HP, but gets a decent depth charge on the other side, though. Does Wendell buys a bit of down to 4k HP is the Dragon. Looking at throwing himself redemption, heals people up. Into the back, there goes Gooby. It's a big Cataclysm, but the follow-up's not there. And the turnaround with the hostile takeover, with the Hound's pursuit, will drag them all straight down to hell. Cry havoc and let slip the Jungle Dogs of War.
Yeah, Bouse is going to TP onto this mid-wave, and they're going to shove with Baron. This should be game 3-0 Los Ratones. A few ups, a few downs in this series, but otherwise, I think you're right. I think that series versus Nord only really served to piss them off a bit. They're going to walk down this mid lane and end this series and give us an early night.
The Danish representatives will be denied a trip home. Los Ratones' journey through the lower bracket begins, and they do it with style. You can't ban Bouse out, it turns out. He has a few too many available to him. And it's a 3-0 day. It's Los Ratones. You can't exterminate the rats that.